for real, but the 5090 shouldn't be that expensive.
You can game on a Mac for real on Linux.
And for really disappointing is what the 9800X3D is being called. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news that I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Tuesday, October 15th, 2024.
That's the day.
When do you leave?
Someday.
We're doing this again, huh?
Yeah.
The bit where you don't tell anybody where you leave. Reece will just be here for an indeterminate amount of time. We'll figure it out later, but your birthday's coming up.
It is.
What's also coming up is the release of the 50 series. More important for sure, because you're just turning 30-something.
Sorry, I've lost count.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter anymore. But 5070, 5080, 5090 are allegedly going to be coming at CES 2025. Ooh. That's the report. 5080 might be more powerful than the 4090 while consuming less than 450 watts. But don't worry, in case you want a power hog, 5090 is allegedly going to hit that 600 watt mark, 32 gigs of GDDR7 VRAM, whereas the 5080 is supposed to have around 24, but to everybody's dismay, the 5070 is allegedly only going to have 12 gigabytes.
What the heck?
People are mad about it. They don't want that.
Unusable.
Don't get me started. Obviously, a lot of this is going to come down to price.
Yeah.
The memory bandwidth is looking good on these GPUs, but it has... We just need to see what it's going to be like, which there was one leak that came out that was like, the 5090 is going to cost $2,500, which I don't take much stock in that particular rumor and or leak, whereas there's other ones where are indicating that there probably shouldn't be that big of a price bump for these GPUs, which, I mean, I'm just confirmation biasing here. That is my personal opinion. I think that the market indicates that there's not that much higher room for the 5090. I couldn't see it going over $2,000, and I'm anticipating, I'll eat my words if I have to, I'm anticipating that it's going to be close to that $1,700 region, not $2,500.
I personally will struggle seeing it going over $2,000. I could be
like
wrong.
your eyes won't be able to read the numbers?
Nope.
What do they mean, Reece?
I don't know
numbers.
at this point. I can't see them.
Well, regardless of whether or not it's a 5090, 5070, what have you, you know what's awesome? Upgrading your PC. And you know what's even better? Saving money in the process with our sponsor, Jawa. Jawa is the #1 gaming marketplace online to buy and sell new and used gaming gear and get awesome custom PCs at amazing prices. I did some looking myself and I found an Asus TUF 3080 OC for only $385, which is over $250 cheaper than the same card on Amazon. To pair with this awesome card deal, I also found a Ryzen 7 7700 for only $180. Actually, between writing this script and coming back later to get footage of the listings, one of you lucky builders also scooped up this awesome combo. That's how it works on Jawa. But with deals like this, it's easy to see why Jawa is the best platform to buy and sell PC hardware on. With Jawa, you can trade in or sell your PC, GPU, and CPU to aid in your upgrade. To ensure the best for you guys, they also check their listings manually, have seller verification, and offer great buyer and seller protections for safe and reliable transactions. If parts aren't really your thing, Jawa is also a great place to snag a high quality and affordable pre-built PC. Their PC Finder can help you find the perfect PC for you based on your budget and target game. And their official Discord allows you to chat with thousands of experienced PC enthusiasts to aid in your PC journey. Jawa is a great choice for anyone looking to break into the PC building space, or if you're already here, upgrade on a budget. Trade in, sell, and upgrade all in one place. You can check out Jawa via the link in the description and use code UFD10 for $10 off. And you might find 7600 XTs on Jawa because they're getting a little elderly at this point. They're a little, a year or so. Well, guess what? We're getting a refresh. The 7650 GRE is allegedly going to be coming out at CES 2025. NVIDIA's launching the 50 series, 7650 GRE.
It's got a 50 in it too.
It does. It might be slightly faster or slightly slower. It's going to use the same GPU as the 7600 XT. Estimations are it's going to also have 16 gigs of RAM. It's just not clear what they're doing, so don't necessarily hold your breath for RX 8000 during that time period. I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. And how goes the deals?
We got some.
Woohoo!
And hey,
I'm a
welcome
tiny
back to
little man.
UFD Deals, bringing the hottest tech deals out on the internet. He's a tiny little man, and I have some deals for you today. And first up, we have this Epo Maker and Leo Bug combo with the HI75 hot swappable 75% wired mechanical keyboard, featuring iScience switches for only $49.99, making it $50
I
off.
like the look of that.
It
That,
is
like,
a
muted-
gorgeous
yeah,
keyboard.
Yeah, that's nice. Cyan, what a good name too. I'm tying my shoe, that's why I'm lower.
Okay, I was wondering what you're
Sorry,
doing there.
no, it was a weird time to do it, but you're doing the deals.
And then next up, we have the Corsair 5000D Airflow Mid-Tower ATX case. The 4000D was just on sale, and this one's currently going for $124.99, making it $50 off.
That's a big case.
It is a big boy. And then next up, we have this LG Ultra Gear 27-inch 1080p 180Hz gaming monitor going for $139.99, making it $110 off.
Reece, I'm just gonna read the comments to you from the future. Ew, it's a VA. It's gross.
I know.
But for 140 bucks. Yeah.
Modern VA panels aren't as bad as they were like 10 years ago.
Also,
I think
when
that's
you get
where.
sitting off axis from your monitor, if you're buying this one, you
Hey.
just have one. I understand if you have multiple monitors. And
Yeah,
great
then it
weird
gets a little
viewing
messy.
But just look at the one you're gaming on straight on, and then you'll be mostly okay.
And with that, the deals are done. You can find these more linked in the video description down below. But until next time, I hand you off back to this guy for the rest of your hot news.
That was weird. Why did I
felt
do?
weird,
Yeah,
right?
why did I do that to you? I don't know. And why did people do things on Linux? For the sheer love of the game. That's what's
gotta be.
going on. And we want
Only
to talk
reason.
about the Apple Silicon upgrade that's coming to Linux, Asahi Linux, which recently just started working on M1 and M2 Macs. Well, now they got their GPU driver running on these, so you can play Cyberpunk, Control, The Witcher 3 on M1 and M2 on Linux, which is wild. This works by putting things in a virtual machine, and then it also it then also uses Wine, which is not an emulator, to do things, and then it uses DVK and Proton in order to fix it. Does
bunch of Linux stuff.
It's a bunch of Linux stuff in order to get the games working, which the developer has said that it's not anywhere near 60 FPS
yeah.
because correctness comes first, performance improves next, which is a great way of putting that. So it works now. Asahi Linux is being developed. It's getting, if you want to run Linux on your MacBook, Cam, there you go. It's
The call out.
it's happening a little bit more. And what's also happening a little bit more is Intel's APO is coming to new games. Reece, are you familiar with APO?
I'm not.
It stands for Application Optimized Software. APO.
App optimization. I can see
Where'd they get the third letter from?
I don't
There's
know,
only
but I can
two
kind of
words.
see where they're going with
Well,
it.
it's going to be available for the Arrow Lake chips, which are supposed to be launching soon. But APO works by, they use machine learning, I believe, in order to test games with their CPUs to see what settings on the CPU actually give you the fastest FPS. And it's just like a one button push, you get faster FPS. A lot of it has to do with them turning off E-cores. Is something that happens, but it makes it so that your games run faster. However, this is also where you have to watch out with Intel's benchmarks for their own chips. They were having APO on, where it's I don't know if that's equal to apples. So they're adding it to various other games. Counter-Strike 2 is a big one. Cyberpunk 2077, Fortnite. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That game still matters for some reason, and it's now on 26 games total, being supported for Arrow Lake. It's a pretty big update. It's good if you actually play these games. APO should bring you extra performance if you're on a modern Intel CPU, whether that's 13th, 14th gen higher end chips, even desktop, even laptop chips for 14th gen, and now for Arrow Lake. But while we're waiting for Intel to drop their stuff, we're also waiting for AMD to come out with the 9800X3D, and despite the fact that we've gotten leaked benchmarks from different publications before, MSI did an oopsie, and we have their slides, and people are saying, as you can read, disappoint. Looks like if Ryzen 9000 disappointed you, X3D may not help much. And that's because these benchmarks are not necessarily looking good. And that's because in MSI's own testing, the best game where it got faster is 13% in Far Cry 6, which is not a game a lot of people play.
Not currently, no.
And a lot of the other improvements are in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which again,
that's coming up.
Okay, the latest game that actually is GPU bound, right? Black Myth Wukong, 2% improvement. And we're talking on a 4090 best case scenario. This is not going to necessarily bode well if you're on something that's anything lower than that. Maybe it'll improve with the 5090. We'll see higher percentage differences, but the 9800X3D does not look to be a huge improvement over the 7800X3D,
So I'm safe.
You are safe, and that's kind of the takeaway here, is that if you've recently upgraded to the 7800X3D, especially when you showed off the deals for when they were like 330, 340 bucks, you're probably gonna not necessarily need to upgrade anytime soon, which is unfortunately the theme of Ryzen 9000.
Unfortunately, so
doesn't
far.
seem to be driving the sales for AMD, which is why it's expected that we're getting this 9800X3D so quickly, but then you're gonna have to wait for something even better than this, because it doesn't look like this is necessarily...
It's breaking my heart a little.
It's breaking a lot of people's... That's for sure. Well, let's see if you break my heart with your comments that you left us on Thursday's episode?
What is time
I
anyway?
think Wednesday's episode. I got a little distracted last week. We got Kryptonite over on Floatplane saying, another player entering the handheld market is great, but calling it the AI PC vomit. Indeed, tech product marketing teams in 2024 just be a repeating clip of Reece shouting,
AI!
that's all it is.
You're welcome.
It's AI on a stick for you to enjoy. And then over on YouTube, Huey saying, so NVIDIA's arming itself against AMD and Intel?
Ban them.
No,
Ban
they
them.
got a gold star. Gold star.
Ban them.
And then Aonia saying, will be slower than the 14900K. AMD just added an extra $100 to the launch price of the 9800X3D. I'm glad that people are recognizing that AMD is actually doing stuff like this and not actually being super competitive or good for their customers. And then Rhino saying, Fiat Multipla is exactly the right answer to what's the most hideous car on South African roads.
It's disgusting.
It is. I don't think I've ever seen one in person. I've only heard of it discussed like a cryptid.
There was one specifically in my hometown, and you would see it when you're driving about.
And then BPR saying, cracks me up every time Brett says moving forward.
Is that how you say it? I've
I
never noticed.
I don't say forward. Forward.
Forward.
Ford F-150 Lightning.
Yeah.
And then some people were a little upset that yesterday there was no hot news, but you did get a little sneak preview at our office in the form of a robot vacuum mop video that was sponsored. Listen, this thing cleaned the office for me while I was eating dinner today, so I'm happy with it. And in case you want to see our new office setup, you can watch that. I have hair in this video, and I say that the charity streams next week. It took a little while to get this video out.
Yeah.
In case you can't tell. But in the comments on that, Black Hayate saying, congratulations on the new studio. Moon Bunny Lover saying, congrats on the expansion. Still remember that cool office. Thank you. Appreciated. The 2019 office was peak, but also we're having fun at the new place.
Yeah, no, the new place is great.
In case you want to come chat with us while we're at the new place, you could come watch us on Twitch, twitch.tv/UFD Tech. We just got our Twitch plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get our bleed purple Twitch plaque for hitting 5 million watch hours on
Twitch trophy.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I don't know how many people get that, but it took us nearly 2 years of non-stop streaming to hit that. And then Cam saying, can't wait for the charity stream next week. Cross his fingers. Next year, maybe.
Next year week.
We'll see. And when will we see you again, Reece? Tomorrow?
Possibly.
Oh, he's doing this
You
to you
might not
again.
know.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, I'm gonna do nothing about it.